Aubrey Plaza gives a crushing performance. This is a really solid thriller that you're going to enjoy. You're going to be on the edge of your seat, and it's going to make for an entertaining hour and 37 minutes. Emily the Criminal. Down on her luck and saddled with debt, Emily gets involved in a credit card scam that pulls her into the criminal underworld of Los Angeles, ultimately leading to deadly consequences. This movie was written and directed by John Patton Ford. It's really thrilling, pretty exciting, and Aubrey Plaza, excellent. Now, if I've got to describe my experience with this movie in a sentence or phrase, I'm going to say that although this movie isn't groundbreaking, isn't going to totally blow your mind, this is a really solid, satiating thriller watch where fans of Aubrey Plaza, I think, are going to be really pleasantly surprised by this. So let me jump into what I really enjoyed about Emily the Criminal. The movie does a great job of being thrilling. It does a really good job of painting Emily in a really empathetic light, one that you can relate to. And in doing so, when she does start to get into trouble, you can really start to care about her situation, appreciate it, and actually fear for her outcome. By getting you attached to Emily as a character, you care about where she's going to go next, what she's going to do, if she'll survive, if she'll get out of the situation okay. You just never quite know what's going to happen in this plot with Emily, and the unpredictability combined with caring about Emily as a character makes for a really thrilling experience. And additionally, I really enjoyed the performances of both Aubrey Plaza and Theo Rossi. These are really the only two characters that you spend time with throughout this entire movie, apart from some other side characters. So if their performances don't work, this movie would crumble. However, both of them are absolutely stellar. Aubrey Plaza especially, she is in her bag in this movie. Aubrey Plaza, to me, at least in the performances I've seen with her, has a more serious, a little bit more of a darker tone to her, and she really leans into that well in Emily the Criminal. She fully embraces it, and she uses it to be kind of more of a badass character, and you really feel it. Of course, getting into crime worlds like she does in this movie, you kind of have to have a spine, and Aubrey Plaza does a great job of taking that into Emily as a character and showing it off to the world. It radiates confidence, it radiates charisma, and it radiates, well, for lack of a better term, badassness. And additionally, I really appreciated both the cadence and the pacing of the movie. This movie kind of starts you off with Emily in one place and slowly gets her to evolve into a completely different place by the time the movie ends, and the way it went about that I thought was just pretty brilliant. It all felt like it had a natural rhythm to it. First, Emily starts off by doing one thing, then it slowly leads into more, then more, then more, then more, all the way up until you get to the end of the movie. And to see where she starts off at the beginning of this movie and when we arrive at the very end is really fascinating. And within that, it does manage to have a couple of interesting conversations around things like student debt, which I guess will roll me into the next pro that I enjoyed about this movie, is the fact that it does kind of tiptoe on some bigger questions without diving too deep into them, which on one hand is why I think this movie is great, is because it has the courage to have some of those conversations, but on the other hand, it limits it because of the fact that it doesn't go deep enough to be outstanding in that regard. The main conversations in that regard that it does touch upon are, one, the idea of student debt and how crippling it can be, and also this whole idea of internships and why or why not students may or may not take them. It's basically down to a couple conversations in this movie. It's not by any means at the forefront. However, it's a component that I really appreciate that the movie had. And additionally, I really actually dug some of the action set pieces that were in the movie. They're few and far between, so they don't have a prolific presence in the movie. However, when they are there, they're of pretty solid quality, and they also add to that thrilling vibe that I described earlier. Now, what did I not like so much about Emily the Criminal? I really didn't enjoy the dynamic between Theo Rossi's character and his brother. I can't remember the name of the actor at this point. I understood why they had their beef throughout the movie, what their dynamic was. I just didn't really care about it by the time the movie ended. You spend so little time with Theo Rossi's brother in the movie that it's really hard to get on board or really care about why exactly they go through what they go through, why they're feuding. Fortunately, the movie doesn't spend too much time on that. However, I just wasn't really buying it. It just didn't quite work for me, and that's all I'll say about it. And additionally, although this movie does a lot of things really well, I don't think it's really outstanding in very many regards. Like, this movie's got a ton of upside to it between the performances, the thrilling plot, the action set pieces, the entertainment of it all. But in all four of those categories, it never really does anything that's super incredibly memorable, other than maybe Aubrey Plaza's performance, because I really dug it. Again, that might be a bit of a nitpick. However, when you're choosing to go see a movie that might be one of the most incredible experiences you've ever seen, and this movie, I just like to make that differentiation. So friends, in the end, I'm gonna have to give Emily the Criminal a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed the satiating thriller and I highly recommend seeing it. Aubrey Plaza gives a crushing performance. This is a really solid thriller that you're going to enjoy. You're going to be on the edge of your seat, and it's going to make for an entertaining hour and 37 minutes. Friends, thank you so much for watching another movie review. If you like this or thought it was helpful, I'd be honored if you consider clicking the like button and clicking these end cards up above or the links down in the description below for your viewing pleasure. Or follow me on my other social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram, Twitter, all that other good stuff. Once again, I've been Bryson. Until next time, have a great day.